4 News at 6.
Last year, the state doled out $30 million for medical patients to ride in ambulances. It is an example of the huge cost of providing health care for people on Medicaid and Medicare. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Ketz. Providers are now working to reduce those costs, and they're looking to a new program that aims to bridge a gap in care. Because Health Matters, KARK's Drew Petromo is live to explain. Drew?
Well, actually, Bob, this is something hospitals and emergency workers are really excited about because they think it can improve health outcomes and cut costs. At the UAMS emergency room in Little Rock, doctors treat some of the sickest patients in the state.
When they get discharged from usually the hospital, they'll get a long list of things that they have to do.
Many end up back in the ER, running up big bills for ambulance rides and taking up limited space even when their condition is not an emergency.
They really just can't get their head around what they need to do.
Part of the Affordable Care Act penalizes hospitals who readmit patients within 30 days. One of the ways providers are working to avoid fines and improve care is through a new concept called community paramedics. Danny Bircher is a professor who teaches the course at UAMS.
Those visits are a lot different than when a paramedic comes to someone's home in an emergency mode.
Community paramedics are trained to offer a wide array of services, from cardiac monitoring to connecting patients with social programs.
We're working with the health department and the EMS community to write the rules and regulations.
MIMS hopes to launch its own program over the next few months, aiming to fill what the nonprofit says is a gap in care.
614 copy sync, that's it.
30 students have graduated through the course at UAMS since it first started 2 years ago. Professor Bircher says it combines health care with getting to know the patient on a deeper level.
But the specialty is to understanding community health and community health approaches to try to solve problems for patients and family members.
Now, this all comes after the success of a community paramedic program up in Baxter County. After that, lawmakers during the last session passed a bill to allow it statewide. Bob?
All right, Drew, thanks very much. The case of a judge accused of domestic battery now has a special prosecutor named in the case. Cody Highland, a prosecutor from Faulkner County, is assigned to prosecute Cabot Judge Joe Bryan. O'Brien is suspended with pay after Cabot police arrested him. He's accused of assaulting his girlfriend when she apparently tried to keep him from driving while under the influence.
You can rank and review everything from your pumpkin spice latte to your loan officer, but when it comes to a judge's performance, there's not a whole lot of information for the public to use. Tonight at 10, KARK is working for you, taking a look at an Arkansas group, hoping a new website will allow people to log on and share their experiences with the natural state judicial system. The American Foundation for Judicial Accountability offering attorneys and the public a chance to rate, rank, and provide feedback on the state's justices.
I'd be tickled to death if we had 50,000 people go to this site.
We take a look at how the site works, what creators say they hope it accomplishes, and what the state agency responsible for judicial discipline says pitfalls are to look out for as the public takes to ranking those behind the bench.
Now to a KRK4 News update for you. Little Rock man turning himself into police after a deadly hit and run. Little Rock police say Kevin Lindsay turned himself in Tuesday on warrants stemming from the late August incident we told you about. Police say Ian Canham was hit by Lindsay when he drove through a parking lot of a Shell gas station to cut off onto Rodney Parham Road. Lindsay is charged with negligent homicide and failure to stop.
The Faulkner County Sheriff's Office is working to find the owner of a horse found dead in Faulkner County. The horse was found Sunday afternoon in a wooded area off Scenic Valley Drive. Now, it had a wound to its neck, but investigators are not sure what caused it. Anyone with information is asked to call the Faulkner County Sheriff's Office.
Wildlife officials are trying to figure out what's causing a fish kill in northwest Arkansas. The case centers at Sager Creek in Palm Springs. It straddles the Oklahoma-Arkansas border. Hundreds of fish found dead. Now the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality is also investigating this. A day before the dead fish turned up, the Palm Springs wastewater treatment plant reported releasing water into the creek without enough dissolved oxygen to support aquatic life.
The issue of prayer in schools coming to the forefront of a South Arkansas community.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation says the Ashdown School District is breaking the law. by praying during school-sponsored athletic events.
Doug Warner went to the Little River County town of Ashdown to see how people there are responding.
Friday night, the Ashdown Panthers defeated Bauxite by a score of 53-13. But for many at the game, the real victory came before the opening kickoff.
Players tonight, we pray for good sportsmanship.
Students and fans from both schools, including the referees, knelt down on the field to pray, something the Freedom from Religion Foundation says is a violation of the Constitution.
And we're not going to stop any student who wants to exercise their freedom of religious expression, such as a prayer.
School Superintendent Jason Sanders says in the past, people working the press box would offer prayer. But this past Friday, a representative of a student group did the honors.
As far as the situation Friday night, I think that was a great example of student freedom and the rights for students to express themselves religiously and government not get involved and keep them from doing that.
Pat and Susie Dillinger live across the street from Ashdown High School and are avid Panther fans.
I always had prayer at every game.
You know, it is terrible when somebody can come from way up north to tell you what you can't do down here at your school.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation claims a complaint from a student prompted their letter to cease praying. Now, we weren't able to track down that student nor anyone else who agreed with that student.
I think we just need to keep praying. If they don't want to listen, they can leave.
We need to keep God and we need to keep prayer in our children's life.
And we researched that issue and learned via the Arkansas Department of Education through their website that public schools, as a part of government, are free to acknowledge the religious heritage of our nation as long as they do not do it in a way that endorses a religion.
The Ashdown School Superintendent says if the Freedom from Religion Foundation decides to take further legal action, he is confident the Ashdown School District will remain victorious. Arkansas ranking high when it comes to childhood obesity, with some saying this generation of kids may not outlive their parents.
I'm not buying it, which is why we've declared war on childhood obesity.
Yep, that's Jake. More on the push to help kids get fit and have some fun doing it.
And it seems Mother Nature, at least here in Arkansas, can't make up her mind. It was fall-like over the weekend. Well, it is fall, and almost spring-like today. And we've got summer temperatures in the forecast. In Little Rock, 86 and 64 the numbers. We're going to let you know if there's any hint of rain or any fall weather on the way in just a couple minutes.
The station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition with Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with the Razorback Nation Report.